think we're streaming. Yep, we're streaming. Good morning. Good Wednesday morning. Not a whole bunch going on. Markets are grinding back up. We were looking at down markets this morning, but it seems like it's not the case. Got Powell speaking later. Just going to take a quick run just to straighten some things out. I'll be right back. I'm back. And nothing's changed in the 5 minutes that I walked away. Whew, I'm cold, I'll tell you that shit. I get knocked out. Yeah, I know I'm a little quiet. I'm sorry about that. But actually, what's going on is we got some ducks hatching. So I'm trying to attend to that and get here and do the stream. So, and I can't disappoint my girls. They want the ducks. So got to make sure that comes through. What's up, Spidey Cool? What's up, Miguel? Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll be here today and tomorrow, Friday. I've got to attend to things, and then I think it's going to be a regular Friday thing that that I miss the stream, but I'll be here Monday to Thursday, and hopefully trading my ass off. I'm trying to change the software a little bit so you could see me trading clearly. So I may be just trading and talking to myself, not really talking to you guys, but at least you'll get to see the action and know what's going on. What is going on? Let me see. Are we chatting well on this one? Nah, this chat sucks. It sucks. I could see it on the other chat. All right, this is a drag because it's a lot of real estate I'm giving up. A lot of desktop I got to give up. So what are we looking at? Let's move this over here. Here it is. What are we looking at? The S&P's fighting to stay positive. We got about 20 minutes to roll. It's just went negative again, like on a dip, big dip. But really, I mean, you got oil report, which is normally a choppy market, and we got Fed at like 10:15. So we could expect some trouble. We could expect the troubles from them. Oh, these gloves don't work. I'm actually sitting in my office with gloves. What do we got here? I'm looking in shorting housing market. Shorting housing market. Yeah. Builders, are you looking to short? Or the REITs or real estate holders? The market, I guess you're looking to short the U.S. housing market. I don't really expect a dramatic pullback in real estate prices. So, but building and sales may slow. And if sales slow, then a lot of the development companies. There was one company in particular, I'm trying to think of the name, but recently, I mean, young guys, I heard them speak. I was unimpressed with them. They spoke last week sometime. on CNBC. I was unimpressed with the CEO. He got emotional. And captivating tiles. So, and it seems like, you know, kind of that young, mentality, you know, like a lot of the super traders that we were talking to last year, who, if you read the tweets now, I'm down, I don't know what to do, everything I learned, nothing's working, basically because they were not familiar with different markets. So that's what this guy sounds like. You know, he sounds as though he what is this media source? He sounds as though he's naive, and has that mentality of he's unstoppable because he's never taken a punch before. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyson used to say, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. I'm trying to figure out. I see what you're saying, or I see your notice. I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, it is. I am using my mic. Yeah. Okay. So it's using the mic. Could be that I'm just far from the mic. I'm looking at the bars and I'm tweaked. I don't see any other settings on this. Testes. Test. Yeah, it is kind of coming in low. Huh? Doesn't seem as sensitive as it normally is. Testing. Test. I have it as high as I could. Test. Let's see something here. Test. Test. All right, that's the best I could do, man. You can't hear me? Tough nuggies. Go to Cole. Not going to sit here and stare at that thing. What do we got? We've got 13 minutes. 12 minutes. You made money yesterday. Super job, buddy. Did you do it quality, or did you have a lot of hope and prayer? Because, you know, even a profitable trade doesn't mean it's a good trade. You know, if you held to some rules, you had parameters, you didn't take more heat than you should have, that's a good trade. You know, you really shouldn't judge your trades on whether you earned or not. Get rid of that right there. You judge your trades on the quality. Was it a good setup? Or did you just have that opinion? Like, oh, I feel the market's going to go down. Because everybody wants to be that gifted, instinctual, kind of intuitive trader. But that doesn't really exist. You know, maybe your intuition gives you a bias, but, you know, you have to have a sense of discipline and a series of rules, you know. And that's the problem with young traders. You know, everybody's still hanging on to the idea that they're an intuitive trader, or they want to be an intuitive trader and move in and out of the market with just you know, the force. But Not true, baby, not true. So I don't want to, piss in your Cheerios, but oh, you planned it out? Good man. I'm glad to hear. I agree. I do judge my trades on how well I follow my rules, and I understand how you can have a good trade and lose money at the same time, even though that sucks. Yeah, it does suck, and it's hard to keep that focus, man. But yeah, if you could do that and judge your trades, then eventually you're going to move in and out of the market with an incredible ease. But it's just going to be all your rules, your disciplines are going to be second nature. You know what I'm saying? You know the saying, habit creates character, and that's what you're doing right now. You're building that character to go in and out of the markets with ease, almost intuitively, and that's where everybody gets that impression. Like they look at these professional traders and they think that it's intuitive, or maybe because of the experience it becomes intuitive, but it's based on rules. And they look at the market. Like I could see patterns now. You guys may not see them, but as soon as I look at a chart, patterns start popping up into my head. It took some time for that to happen, for me to say, oh, look at that. And as soon as I see the pattern, I feel the trade. Like internally, it feels like, oh, I got to get into that. But really, I'm accustomed to seeing my rules, so it seems intuitive, and I don't have to break it down and go through my checklist like this looks like this, and this looks like this, and this looks like this, to take that trade. I look at it, and all of those things just come together, and you get that sweet rosy smell, and poof, run that trade, baby. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm glad that you're rules based. And take your time, man. Take your time. Everybody overestimates what they could accomplish in a year, but they don't give the proper value to what is accomplished in 5 years. And really, if you're pulling down $1 million a year in 5 years, you're not going to worry about these 2 or 3 years that you've had a hard time. And then after that, it'll be 2 years or 3 years that you're making money. You hit that 5-year mark, and you're golden. So you need to value that. Value that. See, look at this, man. I put out my morning meeting with a somewhat professional, bland tile, and the views suck. I put out a chick with some boobs, and I get like 200 views on the morning meetings. You've never seen $1 million. Well, I don't know. What do you mean seen? Like in a bank account? I mean, how many people see $1 million sitting right in front of them unless they're a criminal? I mean, who sits on $1 million cash? So, I mean, I'm sure that's a common statement. But if you've never seen $1 million in a bank account, I'm sure that's a common statement also. Yeah, I know. I need to do a collab. Hey, I'm an antisocial man. You get the title, off-grid trading. When I ran my company, I was insulated by a bunch of really good people who dealt with the public, because I'm a fuck you kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? So, I really have a hard time cohabitating, because I'm honest and I'm frank and I'm thick-skinned. So I can accept what I give. So that's why I'm a little hesitant on the interviews and shit like that. So I mean, I guess I'll do it. I don't know. I mean, if the guy's a dope, I'm gonna tell the guy he's a dope. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do that. I mean, what could I tell you? You got to understand, I opened my first business when I was 19. I've never had to placate to anybody or pacify people, or like be a yes guy. I was always the master of my own ship, so I carry that arrogance. But I mean, that's who I am, and I'm not going to be politically correct or say a nice thing because somebody's, sensitive, or the public sensitive. Personally, I believe in survival of the fittest. I think all these weak motherfuckers are alive because we've eliminated that fact of survival of the fittest. I mean, I think it'd be a lot better country if everybody carried a sword. I mean, that's why I avoid that shit. And it's not my ultimate goal to be a YouTuber. I'm doing this because I'm sitting in front of the desk and I like to talk. And I talk to myself, and really, it's about my trading, and so I mean, that's why I don't make the effort, man. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that character. Yeah, my arrogance. So, like when I had these people around me, they used to want me to do motivational speaking and things like that. So they used to kind of set up those programs and dump me in that environment and then shuffle me out before I really pissed anybody off, So, I guess I could say I had handlers. And that was cool. And even running my company, everybody waited for my meetings, or if I came on the floor to motivate people. But my advisors pretty much stood around me, kind of gave me a signal like, all right, that's it. Leave on a high note. You know what I'm saying? Because then, I'd catch a dude who's like looking down. I'd be like, what the fuck? And then, I get into the guy. Like, I had a kid. He was in a wheelchair, and it's a very dynamic, fast moving pace on the trading floor. You got to be thick skinned, and I was calling him Hot Wheels. I gave him a nickname of Hot Wheels. All right, fucking insensitive, but you know what? You're in the chair, own the chair, make it your edge. And my staff was going fucking nuts on me, like, what the fuck? You can't do that. I mean, they didn't say what the fuck to me, but their general vibe was you can't do that. But you know what? The kid toughened up and fucking owned up and took that role and became a good broker. And he was known. He was known. I mean, the kid was pulling down $75,000 a month, in his pocket, just in commissions. And before that, I mean, he was this disabled guy riding a short bus. Now, he had private buses picking him up. He had his own van, his driver, everything like that. I mean, motherfucker became Hot Wheels. And he was probably good because he had nothing else he could focus on. And this was a sense of expression for him. But I gave him balls, and but I guess it doesn't work with everybody. I mean, I've had some very healthy individuals who just fucking fall apart because I give them, names or nicknames, So. I mean, but that's what it was. My first, I don't even know if I want to do it. Well, you know what? We put it out an ad, with a sheep and a circle. I mean, this was a long time ago, that said sheeps need not apply, an employment ad. And that's how I started building my sales team, my brokerage team, and my trading team. Sheep need not apply. I mean, the guys who came to work for me, they were like stealing cars. They were figuring out ways. I mean, it was a different time. There was a recession. Nobody was really working. But they were hustlers, hard people, hard dudes. Not shitty guys or classless guys. They were intelligent guys. Didn't really get an edge in school, and we're about to start trading. What am I set up for? Wrong mouse. And then so it wasn't weak motherfuckers, and you know what? 90% of this population weak motherfuckers. I want the people who came here and established this country, who opened up the frontiers. They're not bitching about what somebody said about him. Oh, he doesn't like me because I'm black, or he doesn't like me because I'm Jewish, or doesn't like me because I'm short. Or, oh, he called me fat. He should lose his job. Oh, I hate that shit. I mean, that also added to me retiring, because that's what my employee pool was like. Everybody got sensitive. There was this one chick who used to come in all the time, and and wait, hold on. All right, so I'm expecting a choppy market. We have the Fed at 10:15, and we have oil. So I'm thinking we won't expand too much. And I hate saying shit like that because it usually ends up with mud on my face. But you know what? I just want you guys to understand my thought process. So that 2-minute bar, which is still very young, is looking like a shooting star. Looks like we're testing that low on the 32nd. I'm a little apprehensive about taking a trade. I might even just lay back. I mean, there's always another one around the corner. I could wait till after the Fed, and it's a good, like everything's stacking in my favor at that point. So anyway, there's this broad there, and she used to come in. I mean, yeah, at one point there's 160 brokers at my firm. Yeah, different countries, but the New York office probably had at least 60 guys. And girls. So yeah, not non-gender specific when I say that, but 60 people in that office every day. This broad's coming in like, it's this guy's birthday, let's get him a cake. It's the fuck. I didn't come here to eat cake. It's a business. I want to go to work. And then I talked to Josephine, and she's talking about all this shit that goes. She's like, yo, who the fuck has the time? People are always coming in. It's this one's leaving, this one's coming, that one's having a baby, it's a birthday. Somebody's been here a year, it's their anniversary. She's like, yo, I gotta work. I want to get shit done. I want to go home. But that's what the population's like. And then what really gets my goat. Dave started on the rants. So it looks like we closed that little gap. Wasn't much of a gap. We're up 4 sticks. Really not much going on. I'm thinking that we're going to consolidate. I would like to be right. I'm not hanging on to the fact that I'm right, though. I'll trade if I see something good. So anyway, you have to have these bond building or team building moments, and these team building projects and programs and shit like that. And I understand that they work, and I see why it works. But, you ask me, those are weak motherfuckers you're catering to, You want team building? I'm working at this business. We're building a business together, We all have the same goal, to make this building process prosper. Why is that not team building? Why is that not a team building effort? Put your loyalty into the company. Let's all work together. We'll all work. We'll get raises. We'll all make more money. You can't have team building around that. Strong individuals do that. For me, on the weekends, you're going to have a gathering. What the fuck do I want to go and hang out with you on the weekends for? I've been here all week. I want to go chill and do me, something different, reboot my mind. But no, they'll have team building activities. And again, I understand their value, and I know that they work. It's just I'm appalled by the fact that they work, because I say, weak motherfuckers, they need all this coddling. And then, you're going to have birthday parties, and you want to be social, and you want to be friendly, but you can't tell a pretty woman that she's a pretty woman, right? Because it's not business related. It's inappropriate. It's an inappropriate statement in that environment. It's a business environment. But if to compliment somebody on a personal level is inappropriate, then why isn't having a birthday cake for somebody inappropriate? What does that have to do with my business or a business? Oh, there we go. We tanking. So, yeah, I'm still not seeing a trade I want to get into. I mean, we could have just been trying to catch a direction and hop in. But I'd much rather bitch and moan. Down 6. What were we up 3? I mean, if you got in at the high and out at the low right now, you picked up about 15 points. I don't see a good trade. I see consolidation. And I don't want to be trading into this mess. Yeah, I'm going to sit back a little bit. Even look at this 5-minute bar right here. Indecisive. High tail, low tail, fairly decent body. It's engulfing, but indecisive. I don't like indecisive bars. Right there it tells me, what the fuck? Anthony, what the fuck? Who the fuck cares about somebody's birthday? You're at work. Fucking work. Yeah, Ant, dropping the F-bombs. Building some character. Hot Wheels. I took what I thought was a very large flag. The bottom of the flag is at 10:05, and I took the break of the flag at 11:20. 15 chart. All right, cool. Good. You found a flag. Are you questioning whether it was truly a flag, and you want me to look at that? Here, look at this. You got a little hammer on the 2-minute pushing back in. Indecisiveness, right? You got this indecisive bar. Now we have an inside bar. So really, I'm sitting back trying to get more clarity. We have a pretty good channel on the 5-minute. Right here, you could call that a pretty decent channel. You know, that's another test, although you could probably put a trend line in. It's a little too soon to call it a pivot. I would go with just making this channel right here. And both ends of that channel really, well, that upper one tested twice. The lower one just tested once. So that'd be trading a pivot low. I don't really like doing that. I'd rather more of a confirmation than to trade a pivot low. What are we looking at the composite? Yeah, the composite is doing the same thing. Russell's up, so this, and the Dow is up, and we got mixed markets. Not a good trading environment. Let's bitch about more shit. All right, let's see if I could locate that for you. The time's 10:05 yesterday. How do you get 10:05 on a 15-minute chart? So, well, that ended at 10, so here's a 10:15 bar. So you were in here. No, I don't see a flag there, man. Am I in the right area? Oh, 5-minute chart. Why are you fucking with me? Think, yeah, that's a flag. So, well, okay, so here's a flag, right? A move down, a push down. Here's the retrace right here. Here's the trigger. Oh, this is, that's early. So then, so there, I mean, here's a run down. There's no flag. Well, here's a flag. You could argue that it's a flag, but this is a very aggressive pullback. I wouldn't have taken this. So it would have triggered and then been back in your face. But yeah, you're not looking at I don't see any flag there. Yeah, you know, I mean, this is the building of a flag, but and it did trigger right here on the 5-minute. So yeah, I mean, your terminology is wrong. You entered at 11:20. Let's see if we could figure out what. Oh, okay. So I don't know where your 10:05 comes in, but here's a flag, here's a retrace, and here's the trigger. So yeah, I don't know your 11:20 enter. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. No, I don't know what. Okay. So based on what you just said, I misidentified a flag. Yeah, because you said your entry was at 11:20. So you came in here. This is a flag, right? Run down, strong run down. Here's the retrace, right? So now this is building the flag. So now you just take the entry once you break the highest low. So yeah, you know, when this flag built, this was your highest low. This would have been your entry when this bar built. So then this bar built, right? So then this highest low would have been your entry. You should have entered right here at 11:45. That's a flag. That's the trigger. Well, not 11:45. So then this bar built, and you got a higher flag right here. So yeah, 11:45 is the trigger of the flag, where it broke the highest low in that flag. Yeah, and then your stop goes up here, because if it moves back up here, the flag has failed. And then, yeah, you would have taken this move. So this is a flag right here. Yeah, this is your first test, because usually a flag will trigger, then push down to the pivot low, and then they could rebound there. So you kind of start squeezing your stop to protect yourself. And then this baby just fell apart. Boom. So 1120. Well, I mean, there's no pattern here that would have put me in the trade. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a trading philosophy that doesn't exist that would have put you in that trade right here. You have a downtrend. Or actually, that's what it would be. It's a trend reversal. You have, once you broke this low, really, you would have entered the trade. Or aggressively, you could have taken it here. It's a trend reversal. You're getting this high, and the momentum is fading off. So you could have taken that low, which would have been very aggressive. That's why you have, this kind of indecision right here between these three bars. So that would have been a very aggressive entry. But, I mean, it is a trend reversal. So 1055 would have been your entry. 1120 would have been more of a confirmation. But, I mean, if you found a pattern that you could duplicate it, there's nothing that says you have to go in on a flag. You got to go in on a head and shoulders. You could identify a pattern, and you could backtest that pattern and say, yo, this fucking pattern hits, 50% of the time, 70% of the time. Then, you're onto something, I mean, it's not a setup that I use. 5 minute. Okay, I'm going to draw on the chart and send you a pick, because I really want to figure this out. Well, okay, I don't know that I'll see more, based on the time frames that you gave me. But, yeah, we'll take a look. Dow's turning negative, but the Russell's holding up. And we've been going at this thing for 11 minutes, 11 and a half minutes. And we're just in a consolidation pattern. We got a high, we got a lower high, now we got a higher high. Looks like we're getting a, well, I don't know if I want to call that a reverse microtrend. I just spelled out what a flag was, man. Here's a flag. Strong bar down, strong bar down, strong bar down. When I say strong bar down, I mean it opens up at the high, closes at the low. Opens at the high, closes at the low. Opens at the high, closes at the low. No big tails and bouncing around, right? Opens at the high, closes at the low. This is a textbook strong bear flag. Now it does the retrace, right? That's the flag. So this is the pole of the flag, and this retrace is the flag. And the trigger, the entry point, is a break of the highest low. So this bar finished, every time a bar finishes, that would be your entry point. If it doesn't break there and the low goes up more, then that's your entry point. And that's what happened here. First entry point didn't trigger. We created a new entry point because this retraced, didn't trigger. Created a new entry point because this one closed a little higher. And then this bar triggered the flag. This is your entry point right here. Boom. And then down, 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 down you go. You dig? So here's the flag pole. The retrace is the flag. And then the entry is a break of the highest low in the flag. Dunk. And the stop goes to the above the highest high in the flag. Simple. That's a textbook flag right there. So I mean, based on you got in here and then carried this all the way down, it all worked out. But I say it's a lucky trade. Or maybe you see a pattern that you see constantly, and that's what you reacted to. I mean, everything here is saying that this is bearish. I mean, look, here's the momentum. this high, the momentum is still fading off, makes another lower high, momentum is fading off, and then it falls apart. So it's just not a setup that I'm accustomed to, but somebody out there may see something here. Yeah, and look for this all the time, and you may be able to look for this, maybe this pattern right here, the three contradicting bars, and you may be able to find, based on the momentum doing this, getting three contradicting bars with back testing it, you may find that happens 70% of the time. Look, this looks like it's building a flag right here. Here's a strong bar up, did a little retrace, and now it's kind of figuring out what to do. So on a bull flag, you would take that high. If it's probably going to retrace a little bit more. I mean, it's building a flag, but we're not going to call that a flag because it's just at the very beginning. It could be nothing. Nothing. A much wider middle. Okay, so a textbook flag probably is just like this. This is a textbook flag, right? And there are people with different parameters. I mean, dude, this is a wide open industry. There's no set rules. People have different parameters for flags. I know one dude wouldn't consider this a flag at all because it has to stop advancing. So the fact that this bar opened up a little higher than this bar, the guy wouldn't even consider that a flag, wouldn't look at it as a flag. Now it's coming down too far. For me, it's not a flag. The retrace is too much for the bar, but other people may say, no, that's fine. They don't give a fuck about it. To me, this is a classic flag, usually 1, 2, 3, and it triggers. That's a classic flag. It could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then trigger. I mean, this is a living, breathing thing, so there's no way that it duplicates itself identically. Duplicates itself. Let's just leave it there. And that's why you start adding indicators, because it's a variable within a consistent, right? So it has some consistencies, but it has some variables. So you look at an indicator to try to confirm what's going on here, right? Because we can't say, okay, every time we're going to get a pull, we're going to get 3 pullbacks, and on the 4th it's going to trigger. I mean, or maybe that's your rule. You could say, okay, that's the only time I'm taking this. But if you backtest it, how often does it happen? It may hit 100% of the time, but maybe it happens perfectly 3 times a year. So the indicator will increase my ability to enter a trade. And like I said, this is textbook, man. Strong rundown, retrace, trigger. You can't ask for a better flag. You wouldn't even need an indicator to trade this. I mean, it's just so textbook. You would take your shot here. You would put your stop there. If it didn't work out, what's your risk? This high is 72. The entry is 67. You got a 5-point risk. You're risking $250 on a 50 delta contract. And that's what this is. All right, that meets my rules. I'm going to see if this one works out. And sometimes everything meets your rules perfectly. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. That's why you look at setups and you look at the probabilities of the setups triggering. And if I have a setup that's going to trigger 70% of the time, that's a good setup. That means 7 times out of 10, I'm going to make money. And with my stop loss, the 3 times I don't make money, I just limit my losses so that my profits exceed my losses. I mean, that's the fucking industry in a nutshell. Well, okay, yeah, I get it. You understand that a flag. So your error is understanding that something is. You know what I'm saying? a general idea, and you're going to feel that more. You know what I'm saying? And I've been there. I mean, yeah, you know, exactly what you're saying is everything that I went through, developing my trading skills. And then you question, right? Is this a flag? Isn't this a flag? Or do I take this trade? I don't take this trade. You're in and out, and then it may work out, and you're like, fuck it, I should have taken it. I missed it. And then you question your ability as a trader, and then you know, next time I'm taking it, and then you take it, and it goes the other way, and you're like, what the fuck? I can't do this. You know, all part of the game, man. But the more you look at this shit, the more you understand it. You know, the more you look at these consistent rules, the more you feel the rules. You know what I mean? So I'm feeling like this might push up right here. You know, just based on this pattern here. I don't see an entry. I could argue that this is a flag. It's not yet, you know, classic or textbook or consistent with my rules, so I'm not going to do it. I'm looking at the momentum. Momentum's fading a little bit, but just seeing this higher low is kind of giving me a feeling that this is a good resistance resistance. Come on, get up there. And I should watch that. But now, you know, I'm seeing these tails, and it's making me say, you know. And then I say, okay, why does this all look a little sloppy? Because we have oil and Fed out there, and that creates an inconsistency in my setups. So fuck it, I'll sit back today. No big deal. There'll be days without oil and Fed. You know, there'll be hours without oil and Fed where shit that looks like it should trigger, it's more probable to trigger. I am so hungry. So did I mention I'm hatching ducks? I got 2 out there that are thriving. They're in the incubator. I can't open the incubator because I have to keep the humidity up and the temperature up. I would like to get them out. But hopefully when I go back in, there's more. I have 8 eggs, and I should have an 80% hatch rate. And that would be 6.5 ducks. And I'm really not looking forward to that half duck. Yeah, they look good. They're thriving nicely. I have a little video of them. 80% hatch rate is everything in probability. Yeah, everything's I do that all the time. Yo, you know what? I can't walk into a restaurant without figuring their cost and their profit, counting their tables, looking at the people, general idea of what you know, a table pulls in, or maybe I'll do it by a chair depending on the layout of the store. But I mean, I do it down to square foot. I kind of figure out what the you know, the cost of heating is. I mean, I can't sit down in a restaurant without doing that. You know, or I can't walk into a business without doing that. I mean, that's what I am. You know, I mean, when I'm filling my tank, you know, my gas tank, I'm sitting there kind of clocking how many cars are coming in the period of time that I'm there, and then I try to figure out what the guy's turning over a month, you know, in fuel and everything, and then, you know, look at you know, his staff and, you know, property and everything like that, and analyze the business. But I guess like an artist kind of looks at all shapes and shadows, and, you know, probably I'm thinking like you know, I'm looking at the river and the tree, and they're seeing, you know, the light and the shade and the shadows and, you know, the contours and all the shit I'm missing. So I mean, I guess it's just. What do you mean, Dave? I need to speak to your manager. He's doing this all wrong. I don't understand why you have that quote. Speak to my manager. I've never had a manager. And you know what? I can't do it. Like when I'm in a deli and or at a deli counter and I'm watching them cut the meats and everything. I'm always looking at how they could do it more efficiently, right? So if I'm working for somebody, um, I'm gonna end up managing them, being like, "Yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, you do this, you do that. You can increase your efficiency." And nobody, you know what they say: the truth is like poetry, and everybody hates poetry. Um, you can't tell people shit like that, especially if they hired you. Like that, because I mean, the small businessman is about the pride. I built this, I did this. In my business, I mean, pride is off the table. I didn't give a fuck where the good idea came from. I want the good idea, because that's what's going to make the companies prosper. So, I always had an open forum. People got to talk, and I wanted to hear shit. And a lot of good ideas that floated around my company were not my ideas, and I don't mind sharing the credit and giving the props. I mean, that's a downfall of Trump. He was that focal point of his business. Everything was about him. That's the type. I mean, there's different management styles, and so that's guys like the single point of failure. So all the successes was what he did, and every time something failed, somebody fucked it up. So you'll never see him say, "Oh, this was my mistake," and and that was their credit. That's the kind of guy he is. Bloomberg's like that also. In my experience. And then you got Hatchet Jack, if anybody's familiar with him. He passed away. Jack Welch, who built GE from, back in the 90s, made it a fucking powerhouse, but took it out of the manufacturing, brought it into finance and everything like that. And they called him Hatchet Jack because his theory was every quarter he fired the worst 10% of the company, and that's how he built a monster team. And it's a good philosophy. So that's how he got the name Hatchet Jack. But he also was the kind of guy to share the wealth. I mean, he didn't take credit for other people's brilliance. And when things went wrong and it was his doing, he stepped up to it. Good management. So it's kind of a theory of running a business where everybody, if you drop dead, that business should prosper. Continue to prosper and run phenomenally. If you're the center of attention and the focal point and you keep everybody down, you drop dead, that business falls apart. It's not a viable business. It's just a stage to promote yourself. I need to speak with your manager. I'm trying to make fun of you, dude. Like, this is what you might say walking into a restaurant, talking to a server. Oh, no. I don't, no. I mean, I don't bitch. I mean, I treat even the waiters with respect, and, I'm very polite with them. I mean, every job is noble, you know what I'm saying? And service to others, there's no higher purpose, So, I mean, these waiters are out there, they're doing the job, they're dealing with a lot of shitty people, and I got deep respect for them. I would probably get snooty if I'm forced to work inefficiently. Like if I'm doing something and I could do it more efficient, but I have to do it this way because he said so, and there's no fucking guide. That's when I get like, what the fuck? What are you, an idiot? But, if I'm in a restaurant, I'm like, this dude, too bad he doesn't know, if he did this, he'd probably make a little more or what have you. And, I'm always thank you, may I, with the waiters and waitresses. I mean, most of the states, I think 14 states here, those guys are still making $2.14. That's minimum wage on a server, and it's about their tips, and these guys break their ass. I mean, even an asshole waiter. I mean, if somebody's offensive, I mean, then it's on, and I could be pretty sharp with the tongue. But I mean, if they're clumsy and dopey and trying their best, then I'm on their team. I got their back, and I wouldn't be incredibly generous with the tip because it's a matter of my pleasure that evening. But I wouldn't be penal. But if the guy is just a jerk off and is not putting an effort in, and like leaving me sitting while he's bullshitting with other waiters, then I mean, I've given guys like bullshit tips and shit like that, and even when they bitch, be like, yo, dude, this tip is not my obligation. It's an expression of how you treated me, and I think that what you received is pretty accurate as to how you treat me. So I don't walk in and stop bitching and complaining. I very rarely go to the manager or make a statement. I mean, dudes have spilled wine on me, and it's no big deal. I was like, all right, fuck it. Look, there's a breakout right here. And look, very interesting, right? So this is reflective of what the market is about today, right? So look at this. 3 times it did it. It has topping tails, right? Topping tails are telling you that the market should turn around, and then it misbehaves and breaks through. I mean, you could still watch that break, but look, even here's the resistance, and it pokes, pulls back, pokes, pulls back, pokes, pulls back. This is reflective of a market where people are really sitting back and waiting for algorithms or waiting for news or what have you, which is what I feel is going on. And the Fed's coming out in 10 minutes. So some people are like, oh, I missed that fucking move. But me, based on the behavior, I say, okay, I'm happy I missed that move. Because this could be the wrong move. I mean, Powell's going to start talking in 14 minutes, and this seems like it's losing its legs. Let's look at it on a lower time frame. Look, this is a classic flag right here on the 32nd. It's building a flag. This actually, see on the 5-minute, it looks sloppy, but this doesn't look too bad. But we had this grind up and then, built this resistance. Now it's not a flag. It's coming right back, right? So, move up, retrace. If it went the other way, it'd be a flag. But now look at that. And look, this is my point in case. All right. So, back to the 5-minute bar. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get that breakout. Look at this fucking thing. This is a topping flag. This is why, I avoid trades on this day. I mean, the composite did this, and it's a total turnaround, man. Total turnaround. And then, this 5-minute bar right here. Look at that tail. Look at that, huh? You'd be a dope if you were in that trade. It's like, why'd I take that trade? Let's see what it looks like on a 1. Oh, there's a 2-minute. There's a 30-second. I mean, it's ugly enough on a 30-second. Probably looks real ugly on a 1-minute. Bink. Yeah, look at that. I mean, tell me that's not fucking ugly looking. Look at that run up, and now it's even below it. Yeah, you can't trade today. I was reading the tweets of all these traders. I read the tweets of them, all last year, and the arrogant talk that they had, and the super trading that they had, and I mean, they didn't realize that it's been a gimme since 2009. Or even 2011, maybe. 9 to 11 was probably took some skill. 11 to 2011 to 2020, it was a gimme. I mean, the bottom line is if you fucked up, you just sat in it and waited, and it'll turn around and go back up, right? The market just raged, and I saw that during the .com, and you had all these young traders. And even old traders in the 20s, because they've been in it for 10 years already, but they had no experience in a bear market or a turnaround or a market that isn't being subsidized by the Fed. And all the arrogance, especially the young guys, have been trading 2 years and they're superstars and everything like that. And now I'm reading the tweets, and I mean, I don't want to say I laugh, but I actually do, because I've even spoke with some of these guys and told them, like, look, you got to watch this. You're too reckless. No. I made this much this month. How much did you make this month? And, I never divulged that, but, thank God I didn't make what they made because I couldn't pay my bills. Then, it turned around, and now you just hear them crying. They don't know what to do. And really what they have to do is just sit back and think about what they heard from older cats who kept telling them that you're reckless and this is going to blow up, you know. Yeah, and you know what? That's the truth of things. And dude, you know, I mean, I was the same when I was younger. So I mean, I don't condemn anybody. I go through it with my kids. Like I tell them shit. And look, I have a knack for seeing how shit lays out, a knack for cause and effect. And you know, I tell them, listen, based on your habits or your activities, this is what's going to transpire in the next year or two. And no, they know better. Everybody knows, especially when you're in your 20s. You got all the fucking answers. And I was no different. I mean, you know, if I was really smart, I would have listened to the people around me throughout my 20s, and you know, I would have been a lot better off than I am now. And that lesson didn't sink in until I was in my like early 30s or what have you. And even then I carried a little arrogance. So yeah, you get that. I mean, it's just a young thing. Yeah, you know, like when I'm driving on the road and a young kid is zooming around and cuts me off and he's zigzagging back and forth, I don't get emotional about it because you know what? 30 years ago, that was me. Yeah, you know, I was that kid in the hot rod, zipping around, thinking everybody's an asshole because they're driving so slow. Now, dude, I just want to chill. I just want a nice chill. I mean, I hate the idiots who drive, you know, slow in the left lane and don't let you pass. But, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not zipping back and forth and all that shit. And it's funny, too, because I was driving with a friend of mine, a high school friend of mine, which most of the people that I call my friends are from elementary or high school. And it's been a while, I guess, since I've driven him, you know. And, yeah, you know, I live in the city, so if they come hang with me, yeah, we're usually taking a cab or running around the city or have a car, you know, a driven car. So anyway, I was out in the suburbs and I had picked him up and we're cruising on the highway and he's like, holy shit. And then he said my name, my full name. He goes, drives mellow. Like, couldn't believe it, you know, that I was driving mellow. I was like, yeah, where the fuck am I in a hurry to go? But, you know, I'm old. Yeah, yo, dude, I have that with my wife too. You know, and you always think you're right. You always think you're right, and you know, I mean, the reality is that whatever I say is going to transpire, transpires. And I just can't get her to say that. Like I could even bring up, say, look, man, you know, no, I told you so's, but you're arguing, you know, what I'm telling you right now. But if we look at this situation, it laid out exactly like I said. And if we look at this situation, it laid out exactly like I said. And I could do that for fucking over 20 years. And she'll never say, yeah, you're right. You know, it'll always be another fucking argument. And it's so, that's exactly like what I was talking about with, you know, bad CEOs and presidents or a philosophy that I don't agree with. It's like, it doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong, you're just going to argue to be right. You know, you're not going to accept the fact that and it's not a mistake. You just you didn't see it. That's why you have advisors around you, because you know, they see something you don't, but everybody takes that shit personal. So yeah, I go through that too. So anyway, that's why we rarely live together. I mean, even when we were in Manhattan, I mean, you know, I had a separate apartment because, I mean, I couldn't, you know, I would stay in the apartment with her for, you know, for months on end. But eventually I had to go to my own fucking spot. So I used to keep a place that like, yo, I need a little fucking downtime. But now she's over in the city dealing with all of that, and I'm either hiding up in the mountains or on the boat. Actually, I think I went into the city once since I've been back, since last March. Like, really have no desire. So I could do a rant on the city. I went, I mean, the last time I was in it, it was like Kitty City. Yeah, you know. Everybody's moving out, man. You know, and I mean, Upper West Side, that's mature and cool, but the rest of the city is just fucking children. It's unbelievable. And the businesses are fading out. It doesn't. It just has the zip codes now and the area code, but it doesn't have the character that it did back in the day, or even like like the 80s. I mean, and the 90s. I mean, yeah, you know, entirely different feel. Like Alphabet City, you couldn't even walk through Alphabet City, and that's a community in Manhattan for you guys that don't know. It was like a rough fucking neighborhood, man. And now it's all fucking yuppies, or I don't know, just nebbishes, these little fucking trendy posers. It's and I'm trying to keep an open mind, like you know, but I just there's no. It's just it seems like everybody's posing. You know, like I remember being in the Village and genuinely starving artists. You know, and then all of a sudden it was kids who dressed like starving artists, but their parents were paying for their apartments. And that's what you have in the city now, you know? Unreal. It's a shame. New York used to be a great place. So the market's choppy and Dave's just bitching. That's what's going on here at Off-Grid Trading. So if you like my bitching, hit the likes. Haven't taken a trade. I really don't have an interest in it. And you can see why. I mean, look at this 5-minute chart, man. You know, we're coming on to an hour in the market. And all we did was go sideways. Right? If you're upset that you didn't catch this little move up and, you know, this little move down, then you're doing yourself a disservice. This is the exact market you should be avoiding. And again, because we got Powell. Actually, his ass should be talking in 3 minutes. Oh. Took this break. Okay, so what you took was a break of the pivot low, which is good because you have a trend reversal. All right, so you better be paying attention, Ant. Oh, what did I do? So here you have the high, the low, right? Let's even reduce this a little bit more. So you have this move up right here. You've tested this high. I mean, I could see an entry here. You tested this high. You're getting a trend reversal, zinc, and you took the break of this low. That's fine. You have the momentum. I mean, it's really taking a break of a pivot low, which lots of guys do that. I don't do it. You know, I like to see a double test. Like if we came down and created a resistance here, a support here rather, and then broke through it, that'd be a trade I'd take. But lots of guys take, you know, a break of a pivot low. We broke the day's low. We're going down. I would also be apprehensive because we're trading into yesterday's or the previous day's action. So these are reasons I wouldn't take it, but that's a viable trade right there. You know, a break of that pivot low. Yeah, you know, and the MAC Daddy is supporting it. It's trending down. All this is telling you is that it's going to make, if it breaks this low, it's going to make a new low. It's not telling you how low it's going to go, but it's going to make a new low. So, you know, good. It did. I would have taken the entry. I probably would have knocked one off at 63. The entry would have been 73. That would have been 500 a contract. It comes back for the retest. Usually I go to a break even and I get popped out there, but I would have seen this flag build and I might have taken that flag again. So really good trade, man. I mean, you don't know why it was a good trade. You might have gotten lucky, but maybe something in there identified this for you. If we go up, let's see. if we could see something on a 15. I mean, it's a trend reversal on the 15 too. It moves up, makes a higher high, although that momentum tells a different story. That might keep me out of it. And it would be a pivot low break. I don't see if we can see anything on the daily. What am I doing here? Yeah, I'm clicking the right things. It's the software. 30-minute. And on the 30, it's just a break of the low. So yeah, you know, on all the charts, it's a break of the pivot low, but that 5-minute chart kind of spells out that trend reversal. So it's really, yeah, you know, I can't argue with the trade. And this was the last kiss on it. Right here, this right here is what's called the last kiss. Yeah, you know, so you're in at about 73, and if you took that flag, you would have been in at about 7, so you would have given up 6 points and still caught this nice run. But yo, 6 points is $300 in your pocket, so you know, good trade. And I see you looking at the Mac Daddy. Where's your Mac Daddy set? All right, so look, you see my Mac Daddy is a little more aggressive on that. I've got my settings to 532.5. It just makes it a little more sensitive, so you could see the change in momentum a little better. I see your Mac Daddy is 1226.9, which is the default, but try that for a little while, the 532.5, and see if that doesn't help. I mean, you could see in your Mac Daddy, you could see the fading of the momentum, but it's just a little more exaggerated, a little more eye-catching for me. You dig? So that's telling me, yo, there's a peak right there, and I could look to get in. So see if you if that does anything for you. Play with that a little bit. No, I'm gauging momentum on the move of the lines, right? This is telling me that the momentum is dropping, the fast and slow line. And I just kind of look at it as one line. You know, I don't worry about the crossovers, which is above, which is below. I'm just watching it as one line and the move it's making. So the velocity of it is the histograms. Yeah, you know. Like this push up, this was the momentum was moving up, but it wasn't that aggressive on the move up. Yeah, you know, and you could see that the momentum on the moves down had more veracity. Yeah, and it kept increasing. So yeah, so this, I mean, you look at it just like you look at price action, like, yo, this is trending down. The momentum is trending down based on this line. Over here, the momentum is flattening out, you know. And then, you know, this kind of, the histogram tells you really like how many people are behind it. Like, yeah, you know, this is consolidating, and you could see, yeah, you know, there's not a lot of people behind this consolidation. And you have to remember that a Mac Daddy is an oscillator, right? So an oscillator, by its nature, always works its way back to zero over time. And that's what's happening here. So this isn't really saying that the momentum is moving up. This is consolidating, and it's just working its way back to zero, because that's what an oscillator does. And the confirmation of that is that the histogram is not that aggressive. Yeah, you know. I mean, there's a little bit of people getting into this break up here. You can see the histogram pick up and go up, but for the most part, it's flat. And if a histogram, if this indicator remains flat because it's an oscillator, it's going to go back to zero. And if it came to zero and the market stayed flat, it'll just float along zero. You dig? So there's you could make indicators on the Chandela principle, which kind of builds on itself, and it's different from what an oscillator does. But you guys should know this shit. What's going on? Fed should be talking. Let's see. I don't like to have the news on in the background because it fucks up my trading. It fucks up my bias. But I want to see what the Feds are saying, if they're saying. What's going on here?
In addition to real estate and potential currency dislocations, she called UK banks, and this is interesting amid this morning's news, the most interesting thing to invest in right now, and urged the audience not to bet against China. She said, quote, staying invested in these markets is one of the most important things and one of the most difficult.
Oh, that's JP Morgan Eros. She said, don't bet against China. I think that your risk is not their business risk, but their political risk there. You know? Yeah, I don't think she's looking at this the right way. See, here's another guy who's saying that the Feds didn't move fast enough and they fucked up, but I don't think so. I think that all the reasons why the Fed didn't move fast enough still exist, and that's going to lend to a soft landing.
The economy basically just has to experience that and go through the motions, and that's why he thinks 23 is the year for a hard landing. Yeah, and a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we're going back to a Cold War. Either we're going to go to a Cold War, or Russia and China are going to resolve themselves by getting rid of these fucking dictators that they have and decide that they want to go back to a global economy. But now, there's a separation. It's not just going to be Russia and China. I mean, everybody who's supported by Russia and China are going to go that way. So, I mean, I don't know how old you are, but that's what the Cold War was all about, So democratic societies just did business with democratic societies, and communists just did business with communists. And it was an unfortunate time, and they're doing it again. I mean, these guys don't give a fuck about their people or anything like that, or the environment. They're just about greed and power and control. And I mean, it's evident. And like everybody's like, oh, will Putin use nuclear weapons? Will Putin use nuclear weapons? What does he care about Europe and Europe's people and shit like that, or the people of the world? I mean, he's literally taking his citizens and putting them in front of cannons, and tanks and weapons. He knows that everybody he's pumping out in this draft is going to die. He doesn't give a fuck. So why would he care about launching a nuclear weapon? Or why would he care about destroying the earth if he's going to die or lose power? He doesn't. I mean, he has one thing in mind, and that's it. I mean, it's not productive. Nothing he's done is productive. If he's right, it's not going to lead to being productive. He was more productive before he entered the Ukraine. His country was productive. He could have invested all of this money and energy and manufacturing into expanding his technological capabilities and his education, improving his people and his resources, and he could have built a monster country. He couldn't do that without owning a piece of fucking Ukraine. You know what I mean? He could have maintained his communist status and his elite status, and participated in trade with the rest of the world and built his country, as could China. But they don't want to do that. They're not happy where they are. I mean, look what China does to their people. I mean, you know, it's ridiculous. It's terrible. So we're going back to test the high. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I've got shit to do and I'm sitting here fucking gabbing away. Gabbing. This is not good.
Welcome back to Squawk on the Street. Let's get a check on the home builders. Despite rising rates in a volatile market, the iShares Home Builders ETF has actually outperformed the S&P over the last 3 months. But can that strength continue? KeyBank analyst Ken Zenner joins us now to break down the outlook. Ken, good to have you on. Obviously, with the exception maybe perhaps of the new home sale rebound we saw yesterday, the data for housing has been weaker and weaker as we've seen interest rates move higher and higher. Do you invest in these stocks right now, or do you steer clear for the time being?
We think this is the time to invest. Our recent thesis, RIP, focuses on the builders' relative outperformance to the S&P over 19 cycles since 1963. So we're not sure if it's the bottom, but a lot of our clients, right, invest relative to the S&P. We think their relative risk to return is very compelling. And a lot of times, as rate concerns unfold, what you see.
All right, they're not talking about the Fed. I'll get rid of that guy shortly. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm working.
Interesting. So what specifically would you be buying here of the names you cover?
Right. We had kept NVR as a buy during our negative view, which we've had since January. We just turned around. And that was because its cash flow and returns on inventory are very high. So it has roughly a negative 15% net leverage. If you think about NVR's very capital light model,
Jesus Christ.
let's say it's trading at 10 times earnings. That could be considered a cash yield because it doesn't put much capital.
Now the software is glitching on me. Yeah, I'm working here. Sorry, folks. Done. Oh, baby. All right, now I can start talking. Well, you know what? Actually, I should focus on this also. So you guys got to listen to my nothing for a little bit, man. I'm sorry to do that, but it gets in my way. I think I'm going to leave that. There I go. Mm-mm-mm. What have I got open here? All right, I just got to log this. This is trading outside of or activity outside of the parameters of the channel, which is trading. Gotta look at that again. I don't even know what that is. No, that's got to be a call. It's $30. I don't even know what this is. And that's not even updating, right? 30, 22, 240. Wow. I'll tell you, both IBD and Schwab are both very glitchy as of late, these softwares. Oh, so we got that grind up again. I don't know if the feds are still talking. Where did I put that? What do we got here? We are moving away from China more and more. Yes, we are. I work in a flooring warehouse. The vast majority of flooring comes from China. Now we shifting towards Vietnam. And to my surprise, we're getting stuff from India, which is rare. Yeah, it is rare. And you know what? Those guys, I mean, they're kind of self-centered also. Although, we should definitely get behind India because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And India really doesn't trust China. So that's it. So nothing out of the Fed. I mean, I guess we missed it maybe. Or at least they're not broadcasting it. And we had oil. I guess that's what that bump up was. Yeah, there's nothing going on in the news that I need to follow. So now we have a clear run, but surprisingly, my head is very cloudy, like I'm sick. Got me some chills. Here I am on the road again. Yeah, we got nothing going on. Nothing. 1042. We're at the trend reversal. Kind of avoided it. You could watch a break of this high. We break that high. I think that might be. Nah, the momentum is fading off. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just kind of looking for something to trade. I'm just going to split for a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Brr. I hate the cold, man. You're going to hear a lot of that. 58 fucking degrees. Fuck. I'm not, I just not motivated to do anything when I have a chill in my body. I just hate it. I don't belong in this weather. I got to sell the estate. Buy something with the good folks down south. Russell's positive. Dow's up almost 300 points. S&P's up. Looking good. But on the daily, we just got an inside bar right here. So we're doing a consolidation. I don't know if we're going to move up too much more. Yeah, you know what? I bet we close that that gap on the 16th. I'm going to need a bit of a catalyst to do it.
Order filled.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. There I go. Yeah, it's a serious down monthly bar. I definitely think we're hitting that 500. Setting up a flag too on the weeklies if we close around here. Yeah, boring, boring, boring. There's one move up after the oil report. Now we're chopping again. This is indicative of an inside bar. Really, you know, you wouldn't go bullish until we break like 726 or take a short at 623. Otherwise, you're just trading inside of all of the noise of yesterday. Looks like we got a little head and shoulders now. Oh, that's the composite. No, sorry. Sorry. You could watch that break right there. On the 1 minute. And I gotta tell you, you might argue a cup and shoulder on the 30. Yeah, I got tons of them. Every time I step out of my office, they kind of startle me. They're right there by the door. And there's a little spike running around. Looks tasty. What the fuck? Oh, the software is atrocious today. That's cool beans. Mm-hmm. Ding. Oh man, I'm falling asleep where I am. I'm definitely fighting something. Well, it looks like that hurricane is barreling down on Florida. Tampa's going to get nailed. A spike is just one horn popping out of its head. Not even a fork on it. Well, you got a little resistance around 701 or so. Mm-hmm. Yep. That 240 looks kind of strong. Looks like we're running into that resistance around 701 or so. 5 minutes getting a little oversold. I don't think we're going to see a whole bunch this morning. Strong run up on the 60. I would think that it continues into the afternoon. We shall see. Nice strong bar on the 30 also. And the 60s bar is closing out. We'll probably see a bull flag on the 60, and that's what your trade will be this afternoon. But still, we're all inside. It's inside bar for the day. So that's going to make it rough. 720 is the high, a breakout above that 720, and we got some smooth sailing to close that gap at 753. Oh man, why am I feeling so poorly? I wanted to fucking work out. Oh, this is terrible. 30-minute gave us some nice a nice flag. I would watch that 60-minute. Hopefully it doesn't retrace too much from here. Builds a nice little flag. And away we go. Into the afternoon. Even if you watch a 120. 120 would be more of a swing. If you see that bear execute, you take that swing trade, you probably ride that baby up to 750. 750. I think we're going to go up, close that gap, and then continue our march down. pretty comfortable with that 500 target. I mean, we got to break through 600, obviously. And then it'll be a quick drop to that 500. And then we'll reevaluate it, see if I'm good for that 3,300. Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Man, I'm just falling asleep here. Yeah, I slept good last night, man. Looks like we might be building a head and shoulders on the 5 minute. We'll watch for that. What time is it? 11:43. Really got to be careful trading. Looks like we're building that other shoulder right now. Hopefully it doesn't get any higher than this. It would be classic and give us a really good entry. Mm-mm. All right, I'm falling asleep where I sit, obviously fighting something. On the 5 minute, you could watch that head and shoulders. Still possible. Looks like the momentum's fading. And what am I looking at over here? 30 minutes just looking negative. To watch that 120 for a flag. Nothing else really setting up that good. Just trading as an inside bar, you just have to watch that. I mean, if we break yesterday's low today, that's going to be a very good trade. So that would be it for David. Just subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. That head and shoulders kind of blew up, but it looks like it could be a double top, and you watch for a break of the low. So anyway, hey, good luck with your trading. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.